Hey, Lamont, how are you? Welcome in. Wait for some others to join, and then we'll get started. How's your day been today? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Holiday week makes it a nice and fast week. It's already end of Wednesday, heading to Thursday tomorrow. Hey, VBs, how are you? Welcome in. How's your day today? Doing very well, Lamont. Very well. One more day. That's right. Hey, Eric, welcome in. Yeah, VBs, I would say 12 hours from right now, we should be boarding our airplane. Another day, another dollar. That's right. Having the holiday on Monday sure made for a nice short week for me with being off tomorrow and Friday. I could get used to a 4-day work week for sure. We'll give it a few more. Hey, Helen, welcome in. We'll give it a few more minutes before we get started. I've got some info to go over. Probably talk a little bit about my trip. And then if we have time, we'll do another ABC. It sure is, Lamont. It's very, very close now. I'm 100% packed. Yes, Helen, I'm 100% packed, ready to go. Lori is mostly packed and ready to go. I think she just has to get her bathroom stuff in the morning, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, that sort of stuff. Tanner, I don't think he has started packing yet, so he'll be doing that this evening. And I think I know my parents are packed. They've probably been packed for 2 weeks now. That's just how they are. My middle son Tyler and daughter-in-law Kennedy and Briggs are probably mostly packed. They're going to spend the night at our house tonight, and I think they might have just gotten here. I can hear some noise downstairs, so I think they're probably 100% packed as well. So sitting pretty good overall. My dad will take his van, and we'll take our van to the airport tomorrow morning. There's just not enough room in one vehicle for 8 of us plus luggage, so we'll take both vehicles. So I'm going to get my van loaded up as best I can tonight. And then, hey, Dina, and then tomorrow morning at about 4, I'm going to drive Tanner's car over to my parents' house. We'll put his car in their garage. And then we'll come over to my house, and I'll put Tyler's car in my garage so that their vehicles are tucked away while we're on our trip. So pretty exciting. I've been to Disney dozens and dozens of times, but I think this trip hey, Cecilia, I am the most excited about this one of any trip I can ever remember. I'm sure when I was a kid, the very first time we went, I was super duper excited. But the idea of getting to see Briggs enjoy Disney for the first time, seeing it through his parents' eyes, being there with 4 generations of our family there together, it's pretty special. So very excited about it. Yeah, I sure hope so, Helen. I mean, there's obviously some unknowns. No idea how Briggs will do on the airplane tomorrow. Hopefully he does well. Watches some movies on iPad while we're flying down. Maybe takes a nap on at least one of the 2 flights. He's never been on any rides before, so that'll be a new experience. I pray like crazy that his encounter with characters go far better than it did with the Easter Bunny a couple months ago and Santa about 6 months ago. So we'll see. But I think he'll do well. I saw a video, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, of parents that had twins that were about Briggs's age, about 20 months or so. And they had a video of them riding Dumbo, and the kids were just giggling and smiling and just having the time of their lives. So I'm certainly hopeful that we have that same experience with Briggs. Yeah, Helen, the character interaction is going to be interesting. We've got some different thoughts on how we go about doing that. First thought was that maybe we start with face characters like the princesses. They would be less intimidating because they're, come across as actual humans, not a character with a mask on. Second thought is that maybe we watch the cavalcade and or parade first so that he can see the characters relatively close, but not super duper close. Third would be that when we do any character meet and greets, that worst case, mom and dad hold him while they stand by the character. And then obviously the best case would be he would just go running right up to hug the characters. So we'll see. Hey, Stephen, welcome in. So, well, I tell you what, gang, I think we're going to get started. Usually I babble here for about 10 or 15 minutes and then we get started, but I'm going to go ahead and start now. I've got some news to share. Some of this is, you guys have probably seen it on social media, but we'll talk through some of it. Probably talk a little bit more about my trip and some things that I'm going to hopefully try to do. And then if we have time, we'll do one of our ABCs. I've got 2 categories left. So if we have time, we'll do one of those. Stephen, I'm sorry that you're sad and sick. If your weather in Wyoming has been like ours, it's been really cool and damp. And I think a lot of people are struggling with allergies and things like that. We've yet to start really feeling the effects of summer. I mean, it was one of the coolest and wettest Memorial Day weekends that I can ever remember here. So anyway, so let's dive in. The biggest news, I think, broke yesterday, and that is the new nighttime parade at the Magic Kingdom. Disney Starlight Parade will debut on July 20th. If memory serves me, I'm going to do math. The 4th of July is a Friday, so 11/18. It would be a Sunday. The first parade on a Sunday. How about that? Hey, JJ, welcome in. So first nighttime Disney Starlight Parade will be July 20th. They announced some of the floats or units, as they call them, that will be in the parade. The parade will kick off with the Blue Fairy, followed by Peter Pan and Wendy, Asha from Wish, the Madrigal family from Encanto, Elsa will be in the parade, and then Aurora and Prince Phillips, Tiana and Prince Naveen, Belle and Beast, and Cinderella and Prince Charming will be in the parade. Miguel and Pepita from Coco, and then the last floater unit that they've announced, and there will be more to come. We'll have Moana, Pua, Hey Hey, and the Manta Ray representing Grandma Tata. Yeah, Cece, I'm really excited about the parade as well. I think it's going to be beautiful. Summertime is going to be tough, though, because there's no point in having a nighttime parade unless it's dark out. So for now, it sounds like they're pushing Happily Ever After back to a later time, like 10 o'clock, and the parade will happen prior to fireworks. So there's going to be a lot of high intensity, high crowd things happening in a very short period of time at the end of the nights at the Magic Kingdom this summer when it's still daylight out till 9:30. Yeah, Dina, I think it will be amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think something that'll be interesting in my mind is once that starts and everybody thinks it's going to be amazing, and I truly, truly, truly believe it will be, how long will it be before they start to think about, do they need to modify or revamp or launch a brand new daytime parade? Festival of Fantasy has been around, I think, for over 10 years now. So it's relatively old in terms of parades at Disney. Let's see here. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party tickets for resort guests, they went on sale on May 15th, 2 weeks ago tomorrow. And then for non-resort guests, they went on sale last Thursday, the 22nd. The party on Halloween night has sold out already, which is very common. That's the first one that sells out every year. The next one that typically sells out is the very first party, which is middle part of August. I didn't write the dates down. I'm sure I've got them scribbled around here somewhere, but that's usually the second one that sells out. So if you're going to be there in the fall and want to do a Halloween party, you're going to want to probably start thinking about getting your tickets sooner rather than later so that you're not sold out on the date that you want to go. Yeah, Helen, I would like to see a new daytime parade as well. JJ, the Halloween party was awesome when we were there last year. And I would say that the Christmas party was awesome with you the year prior to that. So we had a good time at both of those events. That sounds about right, BB, somewhere around the middle of August. I know in 2024, I think it was like August 9th. It was really early. But we talked about this, I think, last week or the week before. Must have been the week before. We didn't do this last week. But that one train of thought was that they pushed the Halloween party start time back by about a week so that the new nighttime parade could have a little bit longer run time before they have to have that interrupted. I think I've said this before too, but I'll just say it again. I still would love to have like an aerial shot to see the storage area for all of the parade floats, because you're going to have, if you think about it, you're going to have Festival Fantasy, all those floats. You're going to have the rainy day floats sitting back there. You're going to have the Halloween party floats sitting all back there. And you're going to have the new Starlight Parade floats all back in that area at the same time. It's incredible how much they can store back there. Thanks, JJ. I got to see Jack Skellington with you at Christmas a couple years ago. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so yeah, the Halloween party sold out for October 31st. The next thing, and I'm so excited about this, and I'm going to go off on a tangent here in a second, but they announced that starting June 1st at Disney World, specifically at Epcot, they will have a meet and greet for Phineas and Ferb. I'm totally excited about that. Phineas and Ferb was a cartoon that my older kids liked when they were younger. I remember seeing Phineas and Ferb back then. It was at Hollywood Studios, character meet and greets with my older boys. So I'm totally excited about that. And I probably am going to do a recorded podcast about this, but I'll talk about this a little bit here. I'm a super crazy planner. Shocking, right? I mean, I have things planned out months and months in advance, and I like a plan and I like to stick to the plan. And so with this trip, we had laid out, we were going to do Magic Kingdom on Friday. We were going to do Epcot on Saturday. We were going to do Hollywood Studios on Sunday, and we were going to do Animal Kingdom on Monday. And that was our plan. And we booked Tusker House breakfast at Animal Kingdom on Monday. We booked Chef Mickey breakfast, but that's on Tuesday, the day we fly home. But that was our plan. That's what we were going to do. I looked at park hours to try to maximize our time the best we could. And for like a month and a half, that was the plan. I kept looking at park hours. Nothing was changing. Everything was in line, perfect. I looked at the prices of the Lightning Lane multi-pass for each of the parks and had that in the back of my mind. And then when they announced Phineas and Ferb meet and greet on June 1st at Epcot, which is Sunday, and we were going to do Epcot on Saturday, I thought, what the heck? Let me look. And so not only did I look just to see if there'd be any changes in our plan if we swapped Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but Saturday, they changed the hours at Hollywood Studios to extend to a 10 p.m. close and 2 Fantasmics, whereas on Sunday, Hollywood is closing at 9 p.m. and only has 1 Fantasmic. So we're getting an extra hour of the park at Hollywood and the option to see 1 or both Fantasmics. In my mind, I'm thinking I might want to watch the projection show at the Chinese Theater at 9 p.m. and then watch the late Fantasmic, but we'll see. So it was like, gosh, maybe we should flip so we can enjoy Phineas and Ferb on Sunday at Epcot, enjoy the extra time at Hollywood Studios and the option for the two Fantasmics. Then I looked a little bit further, and by gosh, the price for the Lightning Lane multi-pass on Sunday at Epcot was cheaper than it was on Saturday at Epcot. So by flipping those, I'm saving like $75 on the Lightning Lane prices. We're getting an extra hour at Hollywood Studios by going there on Saturday, getting the extra Fantasmic, and we're going to get to see Phineas and Ferb on Sunday. And then to just put icing on the cake, looked at the park hours again, and Animal Kingdom for 2 months straight was opening at 8 a.m., so 7:30 rope drop for resort guests, and closing at 6 p.m. every day. Kept looking. Well, when I decided to flip Hollywood and Epcot, I just thought, well, I'll look at Animal Kingdom. What the heck? We weren't going to change it because we already had our dining reservation, but new hours opening at 7:30, rope drop for resort guests at 7 a.m., and they're staying open until 6:30 p.m. So we're getting an extra hour at Animal Kingdom on Monday. So it was like, I was thankful that Phineas and Ferb came on June 1st, so that I even started to look for me last minute. It was probably a week ago, but I was totally excited to see what shook loose out of all of that so that we can maximize our hours in the parks, save money on Lightning Lane prices, and just worked out perfectly. Let's see, I'm going to catch up on some comments. JJ, I have not talked about the new look for Jack. I do agree. I think he looks more authentic and less alien. I like that. But I want to wait and see, I guess I'll say for real as opposed to concept art, because you just never know how things will actually come out. Oh, yes, CC, I forgot about the Adventure Friends Cavalcade, those floats as well. It's just incredible, the storage that they have. Insane. Yeah, Dina, I still love Phineas and Ferb. And if you're not aware, they're launching 2 new seasons of Phineas and Ferb starting in June. I think it's like 40 or 45 brand new episodes. So I'm excited to see those as well. Helen, yeah, that on Monday at Animal Kingdom, that will be early, but our breakfast is at 9:30 at Tusker House. And so my plan is we're going to go rope drop. We'll do Flight of Passage. We'll do Navi River, and then probably be able to go to our dining, have breakfast, and then we'll go do the safari. If we happen to get done with both of the Avatar rides fast enough, maybe we'll hop on the safari ride and do it and then go have breakfast. But we'll be able to knock out at least a couple of the longer wait time things early before breakfast. And then we'll have several hours, probably 8 hours, to be able to do the safari and Everest and Dinosaur and maybe the Cali River Rapids. We'll do Lion King show. We'll do the Nemo show. We're going to do the bird show. We'll go on Rafiki's Planet Watch on the train back there. We'll be able to enjoy the entire park for the whole day. Le Mans, I think the more I think about it, I think Tusker House is my absolute favorite restaurant of all of the ones that we go to. Love that one. Always have a great experience. The characters are amazing. The food is good. And where it's located, you're right there to then go hop on the safari or walk on over and do Lion King, whichever. So I love the location. It was probably maybe 2 years ago, my wife and I were there, just 2 of us, and we rope dropped Animal Kingdom. We had early morning breakfast reservation at Tusker House. We were the very first 2 people to walk in the park of guests. Obviously, there were cast members in there, but the very first 2 people were walking towards the Tree of Life. There's nobody in front of us, nobody to the sides of us. There wasn't even anybody behind us. So we had a clear view of the Tree of Life, took pictures with each one of us in front of it with nobody around. It was amazing. Have you seen the new snacks at Animal Kingdom? Helen, I haven't. I'll be kind of honest. I've been somewhat absent from a lot of the live streams of different people over the last couple of weeks, just because I mean, the trip's going to be amazing with Briggs and my parents and everybody, but I didn't want to show up, say on Friday and, oh, look, it's the parade, because I've just watched it for, 30 times the last 3 weeks. So I kind of stepped away from watching anything, looking at stuff, because I just want it to really just jump out at me. So anyway, speaking of that, yesterday on May 27th, they debuted the Little Mermaid musical adventure show at Hollywood Studios. And then the Villains Unfairly Ever After show also debuted at Hollywood Studios. The Little Mermaid show is supposed to have been added to the Lightning Lane multi-pass queue, but I checked this afternoon and they have not added it yet. So fingers crossed when we are there on Saturday, they will have it added since I bought Lightning Lane multi-pass for everybody. Hopefully we'll be able to Lightning Lane that. Not a ton of rides at Hollywood, so you end up doing some of the shows. And I thought my wife and I were on a walk the other day, our Disney exercise prep, and I was talking about the Lightning Lanes, and I said, obviously, if you could have the perfect world when you bought the Lightning Lane multi-pass, let's use Hollywood Studios. You would get primo time for Runaway Railway and for Slinky Dog and Star Tours and Toy Story Mania and Alien Swirling Saucers and Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, and you'd get all of that. The reality is you're not. So if I use it for some of the short wait time rides or some of the shows, and it saves us 10, 15 minutes, that's 10 or 15 minutes I have now available to stand in a Rock and Roller Coaster line, for instance. So it's all in how you kind of think through the process and utilizing it. JJ, yes, I will have to send you some pictures of Squish. I'm so excited. I haven't asked them yet, but I will absolutely be asking my dad and Tyler, and obviously Briggs will come along for a photo for the four of us together, for the 4 generations at the park. Pretty excited about that. So anyway, the 2 new shows debuted yesterday. From clips that I've seen on social media, and again, I try not to watch much of it because I want to be excited and just wowed by the newness of it. Looks amazing. The Villain show looks incredible. I saw more of it just thumbing through social media than I did Little Mermaid show, but I'm excited for both of them. Anytime you can get a couple more shows inside in comfortable chairs with air conditioning, all the better. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that I am, it's kind of a bittersweet. I'm happy that we'll be there in time to see Muppets 3D one last time, maybe 2 or 3 times for me. We'll see before it closes down. I love that show, so I'm excited. I'm also somebody who loves Progress. And so losing that to have the Monsters Inc. land and the concept art that we've seen for that, I'm very excited for that to come along. JJ, it is amazing. Absolutely. I'm so excited. I tell you, the last time we were at Disney with my parents, it was 2020. We were supposed to go in October that year. And of course, COVID happened and the parks were closed during the first half of the year, March through whenever they reopened. So we went in October with my parents and had a great time. But both my mom and dad at that time, when they came home, said, that's probably the last time we're ever going to go. It wasn't because they didn't like Disney, but my mom doesn't like to travel much. She doesn't enjoy plane rides and things like that. She likes to be at home and in her own bed and all those sorts of things. And I understand and respect that. And so when this trip came up, I was so over the moon when they both said, you know what, we'd like to go. And so I'm so thankful that we're getting at least one more trip with my parents. I'm hoping in a couple more years to talk them into going with my oldest son and his wife and our little granddaughter, Poppy. We'll see. But at least we get this one. Oh, Cece, you never got to see Muppets. Well, I guess you don't know what you're missing then. I suppose that's one upside to it. So anyway, let's see here. So that was 5/27, the debut of the 2 shows yesterday. I'm looking forward to seeing those. I'm hoping that by Saturday, some of the, I can't really say newness is worn off, but the excitement and especially locals that probably rushed there to see it. Hopefully that's kind of calmed down a little bit. This was just announced the other day. This is one of those things where I think these announcements happen and probably 90% of the people gloss right over them, don't even think about them, don't even read them, because they don't just have the same zing like the nighttime parade. at Magic Kingdom on July 20th, or the Villain Show that launched yesterday. Disney announced that at Disney Springs for this summer, May 29th through August 28th, so if you're going to be there at all this summer, the Cirque du Soleil Drawn to Life show, as part of Disney's summer deals, kids between the ages of 3 to 9 attend free with the purchase of an adult ticket. It's on Thursday nights only. So if you're going to be there again between May 29th and August 28th, Thursday night, Cirque du Soleil, the Drawn to Life show, one free kids ticket for ages 3 to 9 for each adult ticket purchased, up to 4 in any one given transaction. So I think that's a pretty good deal. It's a nice cost savings, amazing show, wonderful experience. So again, that's one of those announcements that came out that I think just flies under the radar. People don't hear much about it or talk much about it. So I wanted to mention it. JJ, we did a Disney cruise with my parents years ago, and they really enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. It was amazing. And maybe that's something that we would do in the future. Absolutely. Mike, I have something to tell you. Speaking of springs. Okay, Helen, go for it. I will pause momentarily while Helen tells me what she has to tell me. I'm going to take a quick drink. Going to Disney in July, but we aren't going to the parks. Okay. So are you going to stay on property at Disney, or are you going to just be down in the Orlando area? And if you don't know, that's okay. We can talk about it offline. I'll hold for a second. Any of you guys that are on here that know me, you know, for me to sit still and not talk, it's torture. I've been told I like to talk. So, Helen, I assume since you said, speaking of springs, that you're probably going to go to Disney Springs while you're down there. But we'll see. Okay, let's see here. No, I'm staying with my friend and her parents. Oh, at their timeshare. Okay. Hoping to do a water park, resort hop and springs. Water park is iffy with my health. Okay. I goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. July is incredibly hot down there, Helen. Please, please, please hydrate as much as you can for weeks in advance before you go down, so that you're ready for it. And I know you live in a place that's hot as well, but there's just all that concrete at the springs and things like that. It can really catch up to you pretty quickly. So anyway, and being the planner that I am, I think it was last weekend, I sent a text out to my parents, to Lori, to Tanner, to Tyler and Kennedy that said, hey, start hydrating now. It's going to be hot when we get down there. I mean, it's been in the 50s and 60s here for like the last week, and drizzly and rainy and stuff. So like, you guys, we're going to get slapped in the face by that humidity when we get down there and it's 90 degrees or whatever it's going to be. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay, I got a few more quick announcements, and then we'll chit chat and we'll do ABCs. Disney World also announced that their DAS Pass, the Disability Accessibility Service Pass, will now be valid for 1 year. So if you apply for DAS and you get approved for it, it's good for an entire year. You don't have to reapply as frequently as you used to. Absolutely, Dina. Hydrate days before you go. And if you're doing a Disney trip, doing the Disney park, start walking at home at least a month early, if not 6 or 8 weeks early. Go walking 2, 3, 4 days a week to build up your endurance for that. So again, if you are someone who would be applying for the DAS Pass, they just announced that those that are approved for DAS, that application is now good for an entire year. So you won't have to reapply for it as frequently. And I don't want to get into the ins and outs of the DAS Pass because I don't have the crystal ball that says when and why Disney approves somebody and when and why somebody Disney allows somebody else. I don't want to get into that. But The upside is, because I've seen this happen to people, that they apply for it and get approved, and 6 months later when they go back again, they apply and they get denied. So this is kind of like an annual pass in a way, that if you apply and get approved, it's good for at least an entire year. So if you're going to make multiple trips, try to do it within those 12 months so that you assure yourself of having that DAS pass for those trips. CC, that you mentioned November, you're spot on. It doesn't matter what month of the year. Sure, it's hotter and more humid, June, July, August, September. But depending on where you live in the country, I mean, for us, when I come in November, the average highs here are like 40. And so going down there, it could be 80 degrees, and that's still pretty hot and humid. So absolutely hydrate regardless of what time of year you go. Yes, Helen, I know the application process is stressful, but this will hopefully help alleviate some of that stress. It will help people with planning. If they're approved, they now know that it's good for 1 year from application approval, and so you can plan accordingly. I saw this yesterday that they have started to test the track at Big Thunder Mountain. It's a testing vehicle. I can't remember what they called it specifically, but they have put a testing vehicle on, and they're testing parts of the track. So that is at least a sign that the progress of that is moving forward. There's zero announcement of them changing the reopening date from 2026, however. So as exciting as that is, I wouldn't expect any changes to that. I mean, you think about Test Track, they've been testing that track now for a few weeks, and there's been no word yet on an opening date for Test Track. Back to the new parade at Magic Kingdom that's opening on July 20th. I saw this today. If you are an annual pass holder, starting July 20th, they are making changes to the reservation system when it applies to Magic Kingdom. Today, pre-parade, if you're an annual pass holder, and today is a day that you would have to have a reservation to get to Magic Kingdom, but you didn't make one, at 2:00, you can just walk into the park. If you haven't been anywhere else at the day, you don't have to have a reservation. Starting July 20th, if your intent is to go to Magic Kingdom, whether it's first thing in the morning or 2 or 3 or 4 in the afternoon as your park for that day, you must have a reservation. So that's a change to the reservation policy for annual pass holders. Hey, Jessica, welcome in. No worries. I'm just going over some news that came out this week, and then we'll do an ABCs and probably wrap up with a little bit of my Disney trip and talk about a couple things. So again, if you're an annual pass holder starting July 20th, Magic Kingdom, the current rule of if you go into the park after 2 p.m., you don't need to have a reservation. That is changing. You will need a reservation to get into the park. Obviously, the thought there is a lot of local annual pass holders might decide on July 20th, when it's hot as blazes, I don't want to be at Magic Kingdom all day long. I'll just go at 5 in the evening so I can watch the nighttime parade. Without a reservation, they may not get in. And then last thing, Disney released some pictures of some of the merchandise that's coming out for the new parade on July 20th. There's a blanket that looks amazing, looks really soft and comfortable. New trading pin that they're coming out with. There's a light up wand. I think it was Mickey's hand holding a wand. And then there will be a Starlight Parade t-shirt. And then, yes, Helen, the ears look amazing and they flash. Your new cloak. Yes, Jessica. So, Jessica, now that you're on, the first thing I announced, if you haven't heard yet, the new nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom is going to start on July 20th. So that means it will be happening when we're down there in November. Now, obviously, it won't be happening on Christmas party nights, but on any other Magic Kingdom night that the park is open till the evening, late evening, they will have the parade going on. So excited about that. So those were the things that I wanted to cover. Cece, I believe you are still with me. You commented up here somewhere. So hopefully, Cece, you're still with me. Cece had sent in a question. I wanted to hit that real quick. So Ruby has said so far, Magic Kingdom Day 2 for us too. Okay, perfect. Excellent. And we're going to do the pixie dusting Hopefully Ruby hasn't forgotten that. So Cece, you sent in a question. I wanted to hit that before we go to ABCs and wrap up for the night. She had asked, how do you get your ride pictures if they don't have an option for you to scan your card or Magic Band after you get off the ride? So I'm thinking of like Buzz Lightyear. When you get off that ride, you can see the photos, and there's the little thing where you tap your band or your card, putting it onto your My Disney Experience app. There are rides like Haunted Mansion where there's the picture with you with the ghost up here. You don't scan your badge or card after that ride. So that's Cece. I think that's what you're asking about, are rides like that don't have a station where you actually scan after you get off. Hey, Shannon, welcome. They magically appear. You do not have to do anything. Disney does a lot of facial recognition when you are scanning in to things. They tie your Magic Band when you enter the park to your name, and they do a lot of things like that and matching that stuff up. If you happen to be doing a lightning lane, you're badging in for that. They now know you're on the ride. The rides where you get photos and you do badge and tie that together, they now have your face and facial recognition that they can tie other photos together as well to put onto your account. Mistakes happen, right? Everybody's human. Mistakes happen. So if you happen to have an experience where you ride a ride and the photo does not appear, there's 3 different options for you. The first is if they're missing and don't show up, you can submit a missing photo request online, or there's a PhotoPass guest support phone number that you can look up and call. Or probably what most people do is just visit a PhotoPass center inside the park and ask. And what they'll do, if you say, hey, I was on Tiana's and my pictures didn't show up, they're going to ask you, okay, can you tell me approximately what time you were on the ride? So keep that in mind. You can't just say, well, it was sometime in the last 12 hours. They're going to want to have a better idea. So, it was between 2 and 4 o'clock or 2 and 5 o'clock or whatever. And then they'll be able to go back and search in that window. They'll find it and you'll be good to go. You had to do that in November. They're super helpful. Exactly, Helen. It's exactly right. Yes. So Cece, I hope you're still with us. September, November, whatever. It was one of those Burr months, Helen. So Cece, I hope you're still on and that helps you. If not, you can chime in with a follow-up question. And for those that are on, if you guys have any questions at all, always feel free to put them in the chat here. Or if you think of them prior to, you can always put them in the Discord and I line them up for our talks. I'm a note-taking kind of person, so all of my notes of the things we just covered were here, and Cece's question and my comments were there. So you're going to spend the time to ask questions. I'm going to spend the time to be able to provide you, hopefully, the most valuable answer I can. Well, Helen, tomorrow is Friday in Australia, so you got that going for you. Okay, so Shannon, welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. Shannon is somebody else who's going to be with us in November at the Park Life Party. I'm excited about that. And so, Shannon, we were talking early on that the new nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom is launching July 20th, so I cannot wait to see that when we are there in November. I'm super excited for that. Yes, absolutely, Jessica. Lots of friends. Absolutely. Hopefully more will be joining us. I think I've booked 5 or 6 trips for different people for that time. So looking forward to that. Let's see. Let's do ABCs. And then I'm going to wrap up with a little bit of stuff about my trip. No, Jessica, she did not. I meant to tell you that. So have her do that. But, well, you can yell if you want. But just let her know that, if she does email me, I may not get back to her for a few days. I'm going to do my absolute best to focus on my family vacation. If somebody emails me and it's something urgent, I will absolutely find the time to help them. But just let her know that it might be a few days before I get back to her. JJ, I wish you could come. Gosh, I wish you could come. Jessica, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, Shannon, I can't wait to meet Chad. Have not met Chad yet, so I'm excited for that. And we'll see if we can turn him into a Disney loving guy like I am. How about that? Okay, so I have two different ABC topics. We'll do one tonight. We'll do the other one next week or down the road. And I think I'm going to do the one that I had on my list first. Save the other one for the next time. So, and my notes that I had, and I actually had answers written down for the topic we're going to do. I can't find the doggone thing because I probably threw it away or somebody threw it away on me. So I have no answers whatsoever. So we're going to just wing it and see how it goes tonight. So we are going to do inside the Disney bubble. So it doesn't have to be in a park. It could be at a resort. It could be at Disney Springs, or it could be inside the parks. ABCs, we'll start with letter A. No cheating. The host doesn't cheat. The host always has the answers. Watch any good game show. The host knows the answers, Helen. I'm just following the host code of conduct. That's all I can tell you, except for tonight. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do ABCs of, whoever stole my sheet. Yeah. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. Yeah, it wasn't, I don't know. It probably got mixed up with other papers. It might be around here somewhere. So anyway, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do no rides because we did rides already. So that rides are off the table. We're going to do ABCs of attractions, shows, or shops in the bubble. Okay, so start with the letter A. An attraction would not be an actual ride in the park, but it could be a feature in the park. It could be something at Disney Springs, could be in one of the resorts. So start with the letter A, your attraction, show, or shop. Hey, Blake, I haven't gone on my trip yet. We leave tomorrow. Our trip starts tomorrow, dude. And I'm going to talk about it after we do our ABCs. But I'm glad you're here with us. Thank you. Rebus Brothers. Helen, that is a beautiful one. I love it. Helen kicks us off with the great letter A, attraction, show, or shop. Hey, Ronnie, welcome in. We just started ABCs, Ronnie. We are doing ABCs of attractions, shows, or shops. Helen got on the board with the Rebus Brothers to start with. Shannon with Advanced Training Lab. I like that. Art of Animation Resort. Very good, Helen. Toggling in and out. Okay, Jessica, that's cool. No worries. Now, as long as you're not toggling it out to go find answers, that's cheating. You can't do that. Okay, so my A, and again, I'm going totally blind because I don't have my notes. I'm going to do, it's called Aerophile, AERO file. It's the hot air balloon ride or attraction at Disney Springs. If you've never done that and you don't have a fear of heights, I highly recommend it. It's like $30. You go about 400 feet up. You get amazing views of the bubble in every direction. So I love that one. So Aerophile would be my A attraction for Disney Springs. Let's go. Yeah, JJ, love it, love it, love it. I will be honest, though, the first time we did it, I was kind of white-knuckling the railing going up. Once we got up there and you stop moving and swaying a little bit, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait to do it again. Now, I will say, though, that is an attraction that if the wind's blowing, I think more than 18 or 20 miles an hour, it's closed. So you may get over there and it's not running. Ooh, Ample Hills ice cream. I like that one, Dina. That's a good one. And Helen, yes, you and your friends should do that in July. It's an awesome experience. All right, let's go to letter B. B as in boy. What is your attraction, show, or shop? Beauty and the Beast show, Le Mans. There you go. Boneyard. Shannon, I love that one. That is awesome. I don't know that the Boneyard is going to stick around much longer, but I like it. That's the closest to Tower Car you'll do, JJ. That's funny. Batu, Cece, Cece, I love it with you and your Star Wars stuff. Absolutely love it. Any other B's? And again, I'm flying blind. I don't have my stuff. I wonder. I found it. I had Beauty and the Beast written down for mine. Can't. Boma, very good one, Dina. I like that. Boma's a good one, a really good one. I'm trying to think. Brown Derby at Hollywood Studios, that restaurant. You could call that one out. So there's a different B one. Let's go to C. C is in Charlie. What is your Buzz Lightyear, Shannon? No, Shannon, no rides, though. Can't do Buzz Lightyear ride. Rides are not allowed. We did rides a couple times ago. Casey's Corner, yes. Or the restaurant. Casey's Corner restaurant would work too. Anybody else with a C? Cinderella's Royal Table. CC, that's a good one. Cake Bake Shop, good one. Buzz is a character. We did characters, though, the very first time, Helen. Cosmic Rays is a good one, Blake. I like that one. I'm going to drop Coca-Cola polar bear picture thing. Yep, Shannon, I like that. How about Country Bear Jamboree, or whatever it's called now, but the Country Bears is my C. Let's go to D. Anybody have a D? Attraction, show, or shop? I believe the official title to the new show is Disney Villains Unhappily Ever After. I just thought of that. But the D that I had written down is the Discovery Island Trails at Animal Kingdom. Disney Springs is a good one. Chester and Hester for C. Helen, yes. And Dino Land, those are a couple things that are gonna be relics here really soon. Disney Fantasy Parade. CC, I like Disney Springs. That's a good one. Yeah, Discovery Island at Disney Pass Holder Photography. DVC, Disney Vacation Club. Helen, anybody can remember the day of the week. This stuff's more important. All right, let's try E. Who has an E? Attraction, show, or shop? Emporium. Amanda. Hey, Amanda, welcome in. I like that. And that's a great one. Emporium is a really good one. Emporium CC, yes. I have an E at Magic Kingdom, but it's not Emporium. There it is. JJ nailed it. She got it in just for Shannon. Enchanted Tales with Belle. That was my E. Love that. I'm very hopeful that we'll do that with Briggs here on Friday. Excited about that. Okay, let's go. What's after E? F. Anybody have an F? Attraction. I did not have an F written down. Phantasmic, Fantasia. How could I not have Phantasmic? John, welcome in. How are you, John? Shannon, Phantasmic is with an F, not PH. And if it was PH, it wouldn't count for F. It would count for P. Festival of Fantasy, CC, that's a good one. Fantasyland, Le Mans, I like that. That's a really good one. Oh, Shannon, I'm laughing so hard at that. Fantasyland, the whole thing, yes, JJ, absolutely. Perfect. Let's go on to G. Shannon. Anybody have a G? Attraction, show, or shop? Giraffes, Disney Animals. Galaxy's Edge, CC, there you go. Like that one. Gateway Gifts, very good, Amanda. Guardians. Goofy. Mine is at Animal Kingdom. Yeah, the Goofy candy store at Disney Springs. I love that candy store. They used to make Chewy Sprees, and it was Goofy on the packaging. It was an orange package. If you guys know me, you know that orange is my favorite color. They don't make that anymore. It breaks my heart. Green Army drummers. I like that, Shannon. Ooh, that makes me think of a different one coming up. I didn't have it written down, but I'll see if I can remember it. Ghirardelli shop at Disney Springs, Dina. That's a good one. My G at Animal Kingdom is Gorilla Falls. All right, let's go on to H. Who has an H? Show, attraction, or shop? Happily Ever After. Well done, Shannon. Love that. Excellent. Happily Ever After. My H is also at Magic Kingdom, but it's not Happily Ever After. Hoop-de-doo review. Dina, I love that answer. That is a great one. That is an awesome one. The hippopotamus in Small World. I have a picture of him. Hoop-de-doo, Cece. That's such a great show. It's such an amazing show. I wish Briggs was a little bit older because I don't think he would sit through that. It's hard to get a 20-month-old to sit still for that long, but I love that show. I wish they would bring the luau back to the Polynesian Resort. We loved that. Okay, 100 Acre Woods, Store Amanda, that is a really good one. House of Blue, Shannon, that's a great one. And JJ and Le Mans come through with My H in the Magic Kingdom, the Hall of Presidents, which is still closed for refurbishment. Okay, let's go on to I. Anybody have an I? Show, attraction, or shop? Indiana Jones is a beautiful one, Shannon. I can't wait to see that. Speaking of the Indiana Jones stunt show, if next time you guys are there for it, about 5, maybe 10 minutes before the show, so you're staring at the stage, to your, I'm pointing to my right. I can't tell which way you guys are seeing me, but to your right, there is it's like a pillar that goes all the way up into the rafters. If you watch about 5-10 minutes before the show starts, Indiana Jones will come from back behind the stage, walk down the steps and go into that pillar and go up top, and you'll see him walk across the catwalk to get into position to drop down. So think about that next time you're there. If you happen to think about it, watch that. You've never seen Hall of Presidents, actually? You've never seen it open? I'm a sucker for history stuff like that. I love that show. I know it's something that nobody streams because you get into politics and the wildness that are politics, and I don't want to get into that, but I just love the history part of it. Forget about the left or the right and all of that jazz. I just love the history of our country. Okay, so let me catch up here. It's Tough to Be a Bug. Cece, that's a good one. Retired one, but a good one. Imageworks, Shannon, I like that. Ink and Paint Shop. Love history. I just never seen it. Okay. I also like the one at Epcot in the American Pavilion. Another amazing show. My I is in Epcot. So Le Mans is not Illuminations, but that is my all-time favorite Epcot show of all of them. And there's one reason only, and it's the same reason I give for Wishes being my favorite fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. My 3 boys who are 19, 30, and 35 years old, they grew up seeing Illuminations. They grew up seeing Wishes. So those will always be my favorites, just because of that experience, having them see those shows for their very first time and times after that. So that's why those will be my favorite. But Amanda and Dina, you nailed it. It was Impressions de France was my I at Epcot. Let's go to J. I have 2 now. I have 2 J's, and they are both at Epcot. Jollywood Nights, Shannon, I like that answer. I'm doing that. I think we're going to do that this year when we're down there. Joffrey's Coffee is a good one. I love the big old donuts at Joffrey's. Shannon, you hit one of my J's. Journey of Water is amazing. Love it. Journey of Imagination with Figment. JJ, that's a great one. That's not my other J. Japan Pavilion Lawn's another great one. One of my favorite restaurants is Tepanito upstairs in the Japan Pavilion. It's hibachi style. They cook out in front of you. Amazing. Love that restaurant. That's one of my top 5 restaurants for sure. That's not my second J one. Hey, Ruby, how are you? Welcome in. We're one day closer to getting ourselves pixie dusted, Ruby. Hope you're excited about that. I am. Jico is a good one. Dina, not the answer I have. So I'll give you. So I told you it's at Epcot. I'm going to give you another clue, and this clue, when I give it, I know I'm going to give it away. I thought of this one when we were on G, and somebody mentioned and I think it was Shannon mentioned the Green Army Men. Made me think of a J in Epcot. Total giveaway. I'm on the TV and the phone. Nice. Most people would say that one of me is too many. 2 of me, holy cow. Now, no, Helen, that is a great one. The drummers in the Japan Pavilion, great one. You are so close. It starts with jam, Shannon, and there's drumming involved. The Jammers, yes, the guys that drum on the metal trash cans, Jammers. Yes, that came to my mind when Shannon, you mentioned Green Army Men. Ronnie, this is where I say I love you too. I saw Jessica that my phone buzzed, and I'm like, I can't do that and do this, and I can only do one thing at a time. So okay, we did J. Jameters was my second one. Journey of Water was the first one. Let's go K. I don't have a K written down. I would say Kilimanjaro Safari, but that is a ride, and we said no rides. Oh, Cece, I can't believe I didn't think of that one. That's my favorite place in Germany, the Carmel place. Oh, yes. Yeah, JJ, that's a ride. Can't do that one. Keys to the Kingdom, Dina. That's a lovely. I love that one. Love that one. Oh, yes, Caramel Cooch. Oh, dang it. I can't believe I didn't think of that. That's like we go there every time. Used to be a few years ago back, and probably back before COVID, we'd get a caramel apple and they'd slice it for you. So it was in slices, easy to eat. They don't slice them anymore. I had one last year, I think, when Lori and I were there. Man, was that a big mess. It's warm, it's hot, it's humid. You're sitting out on a park bench out in the walkway there trying to eat this caramel apple, and it's a mess. So I probably won't do that anymore. I'll get something else. Kite Tails, rest in peace. Sherry, that's a great answer, and welcome in. And Shannon, I like that one. Kid Cot. Sherry, they've got to create another show out on that water. I mean, you've got that really auditorium, almost like seating there for a show. They've got to come up with something else to put there. I don't care what it is, but I'm a sucker for shows, period. So they got to have something there. They need to probably put some awning covers there so it's somewhat shaded, because boy, you can bake on that concrete. But yes, I miss Kite Tails, and it's time for a new show. Yeah, you're right, Helen. It is a great view of Everest. Yeah, I mean, they got up that like amphitheater, like Helen said. They got that seating. It's perfect. Just do something with it. It doesn't even have to be extravagant. I mean, gosh, they could put some characters out on a boat and sing some songs, and let them go on and bring the next boat with a couple other characters and let them sing some songs. It'd be great. Okay, we're moving on. Cece's like, forget about your K talk. Let's move on to L. And look at Shannon going to. So, all right, L, Let the Magic Begin, Launch Bay, Liberty Square, The Riverboat. Good ones. Little Mermaid, Musical Adventure. Thank you, Amanda. I like that one. Let's see if I had one written down. I did not have an L. Look at that. I could do Luminous, right? Living with the Land is a ride, Shannon. No rides, no cheating. Luminous, there you go, Sherry. And Shannon, you got it there. I do like Luminous. I tell you, the more I watch it, the more I like it. I was there on opening night, December of 23, I think it was. Or was it 24? No, I don't know, whenever it opened. I was December 5th, and it was okay. It didn't blow me away. It was far better than Epcot Forever, or like I like to call it, Epcot for 10 minutes. Far better than that. But I was like, ooh, this isn't as good as Harmonious, and definitely not as good as Illuminations. But it's grown on me, and I enjoy it more and more the more I watch it. Hey, Sabrina, welcome in. How are you? We're doing ABCs of attractions, shows, or shops, no rides, anywhere inside the bubble. And we are on the letter L. That was the one with the globe and it opened up. That was Illuminations, Helen. Loved that. I love that. And it's silly stuff, around that lagoon, they've got the big pillars that have flames, kind of like a torch all around. And when they would get ready to start Illuminations, the guy who narrated it would start to talk, and then there was some music playing, and the music would die off, and you would just hear him go, and all of the torches would get blown out. I mean, it's so simple, but man, it was like I could feel the hair on my arms rise when they did that every time. Loved it. Yep, 2017 it was going then. Absolutely. Love. Like I said, Illuminations will always be my favorite Epcot because my kids grew up on that one. All right, let's go to M. A show, attraction, or shop that starts with M. There's got to be lots of them. Manatees, Mickey's on Hollywood. That's a good one, CC. I like that one. Pretty much if you can come up with anything that starts with Mickey's, it's an M, and it's going to work. Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. Love that, Amanda. I like that one a lot. Meerkat. My M is in Mickey's. It's in Magic Kingdom. Muppet Vision 3D, Odina. Oh, I love that. I can't wait to see it again, and I'm so sad that it's going to go away. But like I said, I'm all about progress, and so I can't wait to see the Monsters Inc. land that goes in there. And honestly, I'm kind of excited to see what they do with Rock and Roller Coaster, turning that into Muppets. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, JJ. I love that show. I love it. Morocco Pavilion, Helen, is a good one. Meet and greets with characters, Shannon. That's kind of cheating a little bit, but I'll give you points for that one. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I love that. No, Sabrina, because that's a ride. So no rides this go around. Mine in Magic Kingdom is Mickey's PhilharMagic, that 3D show. I'll never forget when Tanner was like 2, the first time we took him. He's sitting in my lap we've got our glasses on, and I could just see him reaching for those things like he thought he was grabbing something. And then he kind of look around and see all these other little tykes reaching. It was just so heartwarming. Good AC. Yes. Mexican folk art. The Mexican pavilion would count. Beautiful in there. I still think one of the hidden treasures is the Grand Fiesta Tours, the 3 Caballeros ride. Mickey's Once Upon a Time Christmas Parade, Shannon, I love that. Oh man, I can't wait for Christmas. Speaking of, it was 7 months from 2 days ago. It's Christmas Day. Better start shopping. All right, let's go to N. N is in Nancy. I don't have an N written down. Norway Pavilion, Amanda. Love that. I'm going to try to think of an N. Narcoosseous Restaurant. Norway Pavilion, CC. You were going to say what, Shannon? Narcoosseous, that restaurant? I've never eaten there before. It looks nice. I'm a creature of habit. When we find a restaurant that we like, we go there because restaurants aren't cheap at Disney, especially if you're doing character meals. And so you want to make sure the experience is good and the food is good. And so once we find something we like, we stick with it. And there are probably restaurants that are fabulous that we've never been to, but I'm afraid to try because the last thing you want to do is spend $50, $60 per person. And by the end of the meal, you're looking at each other going, I wish we would have gone back to X, Y, or Z. And you feel like you've missed out. So that's how I am. And I'm actually that way back home here too. It's like we have a roulette wheel of about 8 restaurants that we like, and we just spin the wheel, and whichever one lands on, let's go eat there tonight. All right. Yes, he is. Thanks, Lori, for chiming in. And does that mean Briggs is watching? Hi, Briggsy. Hey, buddy, how are you? I think Briggs is with Lori right now. So, JJ, if you're still on, Briggs might be watching at the same time that you're on. Briggs is watching. Awesome. Probably confused, wanting to know, why is Papa in the TV or on Gigi's phone and not here playing with me right now? Briggsy, we're going to have a great time pretty soon, bud. Yeah, so many options to go to the same place, but you like it, right, Helen? You know you're going to like it. We always go to Tusker House. We love the character experience. We love the breakfast food. Just adore it. We love Tepanito. We go there all the time. He's watching baseball on TV. That's my boy. Love that. Love that. We go to Tusker House. We go to Tepanito often. We like Ohana's breakfast over at the Polynesian. I love 50's Primetime Cafe in Hollywood Studios. I think the food there is really good at reasonable prices. The atmosphere is a lot of fun. Whispering Canyon is an experience that if you've never had, you got to try it once. They do skillets, all you can eat, good food, great stuff. Oh, look at Shannon. She's moved on to O. So thanks, Shannon. Keep me on task here. Go on to O. Oasis exhibit. I do not have an O written down. I got lax towards the end here. I don't have a lot of these last ones written down. Ohana, I just mentioned that, didn't I, Amanda? Love that. Oga's Cantina, Cece. Cece must have like a Star Wars Rolodex that she just spins and boom, it hits. What's the new Poly restaurant? I don't know the name of that, Helen. Like I said, I'm a creature of habit. So if it's a new restaurant, I probably don't know about it. I probably will never eat there. Oh, Canada Show. Dina, we haven't done that in a long time. Man, I haven't seen that in a long time. Might have to check that out. Oga's, Ohana, I like those. Oasis exhibit is a good one. Any other O's? I can't think of any. All right, let's go on to P. One Man's Dream, Le Mans. That's a great one. I love that. Thank you for throwing that in there. That's great. Anybody with a P, show, attraction, or shop? Project Tomorrow. I love that, Shannon. That's great. That's a really good one. Polynesian. There's the Pinocchio House restaurant. Pizza Rizzo is a good one. Soon to be gone. Pecos Bills. Yes, Shannon or Sabrina, I like that. I eat there often. I like that. I like Pecos Bills. Polite Pig, Dina, that's a great one. Pizza Window, Cece, I like it. Phil Harmagic, JJ, that's one of my favorite 3D shows. Great air conditioning. Love the there's some 3D shows that I think the 3D is poor. Muppet 3D isn't the greatest. It's okay. But man, Phil Harmagic, that 3D experience is so good. That's okay. Don't worry about the all caps. Primo Piatto. I like that, Sherry. That's a really good one. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's all good, JJ. Don't worry about it. 3D gives me a headache. I can't watch it. I understand that, Ronnie. I get that. Planet Hollywood. That's at Disney Springs. That counts. Absolutely. Anywhere in the Disney bubble, Sabrina. So that counts. Yes. Let's try Q. I didn't even write Q on my piece of paper. I went from P to R. So let's try Q. Is there a Q, shop, restaurant, or attraction? So Helen and Ronnie, you guys mentioned the 3D gives you a headache. Are you able to do like Toy Story Mania, for instance, where you wear the 3D goggles, 3D glasses to shoot, to play the game? Are you okay doing that, or does that also give you a headache? What about like Flight of Passage, where you wear the the glasses for the experience. You never tried. I guess we'll figure out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I like that, Ronnie. Rainforest Cafe. Shannon is a really good R. So Shannon gave up on Q. She's moved on. She's like, you guys babble away. I'm moving on with the game. You did Flight of Passage 3 times. Okay. Resistance Supply. All right, so we're moving to R. We skipped Q. No Q's. R. Reflections of China. Shannon, I like that a lot. I like that one a lot. Rafiki's Planet Watch. Le Mans is a good. Rose and Crown, Amanda. It's a really good one. Queens of Every Ride. The Q's of Every Ride, JJ. That's our Q. Rafiki's Planet Watch is a good R. Reflections of China, Shannon, was a really good one. Rainforest Cafe. I think somebody probably said that. Yeah, Shannon, you said that already. That just popped in my head. I'm starting to roll with S's in my head because S is next. So let's go to S. QRS. Yeah, S. Show, attraction, or restaurant. Skipper Canteen. Rodeo Roundup, Sabrina, is a really good one. Sea-Based Aquarium is good. Sci-Fi Dining, that's a great answer. Sanaa is a really good one. Briggs says snacks. That is my boy, Briggsy. So S is for me, Sir Mickey's, which, Jessica, if you're still with us, that's where the pixie dusting is going to happen at Sir Mickey's. And then Splitsville came to my mind at Disney Springs. The Spaceship Earth projection show is amazing. Scat Cats, Smell Plants, Snow Plants on Parade. Oh, Smell Plants on Parade. That Spaceship Earth projection show, Helen, is amazing. Love that. We in years past, when we'd get set up to watch the show over the lagoon, Luminous now, Illuminations back then, we would try to sit between Mexico and Canada, between those two shops there, so that we got there early enough. We'd turn around and watch the projection shows on the golf ball, as we call it, Spaceship Earth. And then when the Illuminations or Luminous started, we would turn around and watch, or Harmonious at the time, watch that show. I also had Star Wars Launch Bay for an S. Swiss Family Robinson, Shannon, I love that. Sleepy Hollow is a really good one, Sabrina. That's a great one. Thank you. Shannon, Swiss Family, I flashed back to when we talked about one of our lives about a ride that, or attraction at Disney that you would be willing to get rid of for something new. And that was mine, was Swiss Family Robinson, that treehouse. I think most people walk by and don't even notice it's there. Spirit of Aloha. Yes. The Luau show, Dina. Love Space 220 is another good one, Sabrina. I love the Luau show, Dina. Lori and I and Tanner did that one year and had a blast. I mean, it's one of those things where it's an expensive meal, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper than going all the way to Hawaii to see Luau. So when you think about it that way, it's much less expensive. Steakhouse 71 is another good one, Sabrina. Now I want a steak. We did raviolis for dinner. I had a different shirt on. I got spaghetti sauce all over it, so I had to change before we hopped on here. Yeah, Dina, isn't that awesome? Let's see what I said. Star Tours Launch Bay, or Star Wars Launch Bay, Splitsville, Stitch, Sir Mickey's. Sure, there's others. Let's go on to T. Starbucks would count. Absolutely, Sabrina. You bet. Dina, I absolutely wish they would bring it back. I don't know why they can't. Carolina Crafted Italian, Tomorrowland, Tatooine Traders, Tom Sawyer's Island. Shannon, that was mine. Tom Sawyer's Island. Helen, that's a ride. No cheatings. Toy Story Mania, can't do rides. Tam Tam Drummers. Or you put Dummers. I think you meant Drummers. Typhoon Lagoon. There you go. Dina, that's a good one. T-Rex, Helen. That one works. Turtle Talk. We're going to do that with Briggs on Sunday. Trader Sam's, Tree of Life. Yeah, I'm sure that was supposed to be drummers. Tam Tam drummers, not dummers. All right, let's keep going. These are going to get hard now. U, Tambu Lounge, T Rex. Anybody have a U? U or V? We'll do two letters at a time here. U or V? Um, I'm drawing a blank on it. V and Nepali. That's a good one, Amanda. It's a really good one. For V, Vultures. I'm stuck back on U. I can't think of a U. UK Pavilion. There you go, JJ. We have a winner. Yeah, Shannon is all about the animals. Ooh, the street band. Not an animal, but that's good. Because the street band made me think back to the. I don't know if any of you guys were ever at Disney way back in the day when there was a parade at all four parks. So they had a parade that went down the main strip in Hollywood Studios. There was a parade in the World Showcase in Epcot, and then there was a parade in Animal Kingdom. I wish they bring those back. The problem with the problem with all three of those really is traffic congestion. You think about World Showcase, if there's a parade going through there, you're stuck. You can't really move at all until that parade passes. At Magic Kingdom, there's ways to get around places. I mean, down Main Street, you can walk through the shops, things like that. Animal Kingdom, the same problem. Depending upon where you were at when that parade came along, you were trapped there. But I wish they'd bring those parades back. I really love them. Even if they did it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday parade at Animal Kingdom and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at Epcot or something like that. Okay, let's just finish up the alphabet then. U, V, W, X, Y, or Z. Wine bar. There you go. Wonderful World of Animation. That's a good one. Yak and Yeti. I like that one a lot. Walt Disney Presents. Woody's Lunchbox. Wild Africa Trek Tour. Woody's Roundup. Voices of Liberty. There you go, Sherry. That's a really good one. Shannon with Zebra. Sabrina stole yours. Oh, Woody's Lunchbox. X-Fighter and Galaxy's Edge. Very good, Cece. Cece is our resident Star Wars fanatic. If any of you weren't aware of that. If you've been with us, though, you know there's a Star Wars answer in an ABC game. Cece's dropping it for us. Zuri Sweet Shop. Man, I like that one a lot. That is awesome. Yeehaw Bob. Shannon, I love that show. Such a talent. Zootopia. Le Mans, I Thought of Wishes. Man, I love that show. Gosh darn it. I can hear the song. Brings back a lot of memories. Zara. JJ, Zootopia, the future attraction. That's, I think, end of this year is opening up. The Animal Kingdom. Don't know if it'll be going when some of us are there in November, but we will find out. There will be some things. We'll get to see the new parade at Magic Kingdom. Test track will be opened up at Epcot. The new bars are opening up. The Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern will be open, I think, by then. The one outside of Spaceship Earth will be open at Epcot. So some exciting things for some of us that'll be there in November. Ye Old Christmas Shop. Sabrina, I love that answer. That's a great one. That's a really good one. And which is a reminder, if you didn't know, you can mail your letter to Santa. Your kids can mail their letter to Santa 365 days a year in Magic Kingdom at the Ye Old Christmas Shop. There's a mailbox there. Gonna get ready for bed. Have a fantastic trip. Thank you, Helen. I'm actually going to turn to talking for a few minutes about my trip, and then we're going to wrap up. I was hoping to be done in about an hour. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen. So if we can wrap up here by the top of the hour, I'm going to go spend some time with Briggs, and then we got to get ready to go to bed because I'm going to get up like at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning or 2:45 or something like that. Dina, World of Disney Store, yes. Yes, absolutely. That's what it is at Disney Springs. Yes. Yeah, that's my Z, Shannon. Time for Z's. Absolutely. Um, I'm kind of excited though. I'm gonna have a hard time falling asleep, which means I'm gonna have a hard time waking up. And I'm so I don't know if Lori's still watching or listening, but I take like the least amount of time in the bathroom to shower. Doesn't take long to do anything with this. But I'm always the one who gets up first to get ready, and then I have to sit around for an hour waiting for the others to get ready. So I'll be up first tomorrow morning, probably 2:45, in and out of the shower. 3 o'clock, I'll be waking up everybody else so that they can get ready. And like I said earlier on, if you're with me, I'm going to take Tanner's car over to my parents' house. We'll put it in their garage. Then they'll come over to our house with us. Lori's still on. Now, Lori, you know that's true. I take the least amount of time in the bathroom. Anyway, so yeah, it'll be early morning for everybody. Sabrina, where are we going? We are going to Disney. Shannon, yeah, crazy weather. I heard like maybe middle of next week might be severe weather here again, which we come home on Tuesday night. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any issues with that. But yeah, so we are going to Disney. We leave tomorrow bright and early. Lori and I, our youngest son Tanner, our middle son Tyler, his wife Kennedy, our little grandson Briggs, and my parents are all going. So it's 4 generations of the family that will be at Disney, which is amazing in and of itself. I'm sure Lori would say the same thing. It kind of gives us some flashback of experiencing Disney through Tanner's eyes or Tyler's eyes when they were 2 or 3 years old. We'll get to do that through Briggs's eyes this time. And then on top of that, we'll get to experience Disney through the eyes of our son, through the eyes of his son. Just mind-blowing, emotional experience. I had said this early on in 2020 when we went with my parents. They had said that they weren't going to go back again, and we never thought that they were going to go back to Disney. But with this trip with Briggs, they were like, you know what, we could go. So totally excited about that. We're excited to see the 2 new shows at Hollywood Studios. Kind of anxious and excited to see how Briggs does on his first airplane rides, how he does on his first rides, how he does with the characters. All of those things just going to be exciting, anxious, hold your breath type things at some points. Let's see here. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sabrina. Yes, we will have lots of pictures. Absolutely, Shannon. And when you come back, we'll have to come up and go. Yeah, I still have never eaten at Penn Station, Shannon, so we'll have to do that. Sherry, hope you get to meet sometime this weekend. Going this weekend, Saturday to Tuesday. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool, Sherry. So we're going to do Magic Kingdom on Friday. We're going to do, Ronnie, we're going to do Hollywood Studios on Saturday, and I will be seeing Sorcerer Mickey. Favorite. If I could be a Disney character, if it wasn't Goofy, because he's my favorite, it would be Sorcerer Mickey on top of the mountain at Fantasmic. That would be ultimate. Sunday will be Epcot. Monday will be Animal Kingdom for us. Hey, Scal, how are you? Welcome in. Just got home from work. Catch stream. Oh, that's perfect. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, safe travels. Our first flight leaves at like 6:50 tomorrow morning. We fly to Houston. And then from Houston, we connect to Orlando. So totally excited. My daughter-in-law has been to Disney before, but she's never been to Epcot, so it'll be an experience for her there. She's never stayed on property, so that'll be a new experience for her. Sabrina, we leave tomorrow and we come home on Tuesday, so we'll be there just enough for 1 day for each park. With a 20-month-old, that's probably more than enough for his first time. Kennedy is finishing up her master's. She ends in the middle of June, so it was hard for her to be gone too terribly long as well. So we wanted to make it as convenient as we could for everybody while still being able to enjoy things. Let's see, Ronnie, thank you. Yes, Spotify. I release a podcast every Monday. This past Monday was, what did I do? 2026 park tickets and events. Last week's was Split Stays. Sneak peek next week's is why summer of 2026 is a great time to go. If you ever have a topic that you would like to hear a podcast about, send me a message either in Discord or through Instagram or wherever that you can get to me. Reach out. I'd love to get your suggestions and do a podcast. Ronnie, thank you for putting the Discord out there. If you're not a member of Discord, love to have you join. Again, I have a page there for people to put in their questions that they would like me to research and answer for these lives. We have other fun things that we do. Our event in November, I've got a page there that I'll start to populate more and more stuff on, but that event is November 13th, 14th, and 15th. Park Live Party, Friends and Family Fest. So it's a PPP, Park Live Party, Friends and Family Fest, PPPFFF. Don't try to say all that too fast because I'm not sure what'll come out. But yeah, I'd love to have you join us if you could. Some folks that are in the chat here have their trips booked and excited to get to spend some time with them in November down there. We'll get to enjoy some Christmas, Christmas party at Magic Kingdom. Hopefully do the Christmas tree stroll at Disney Springs. Heartbreakingly, they won't have the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian, but we'll see some of the decorations, some of the other resorts, and have a great time together. Yes, Shannon and I are neighbors. Our states adjoin. I'm in Nebraska, she's in Kansas, so we're neighbors by about a 3-hour car ride. Thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ronnie. Even though, Ronnie, you said that 2 mics is more than you can handle, but thank you anyway. Eat lots of Disney treats. Probably will. I'll probably get a lot of Disney treats, Shannon. How much of them I get to eat versus how much of them Briggs eats, we'll have to see how that goes. I will happily give up the treats to watch that little guy have an amazing time. I cannot wait. So exciting. He's at the point now where Lorena and I talked about this the other day, that you can just tell, like, he is on the edge of the cliff where he's going to start talking and talking and talking. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I wish he would stop talking, but I can't wait for that. And he loves going for walks in the stroller. He was over last weekend and I said, hey, Briggs, you want to go for a walk? Shook his head and boom, beeline right to the front door, stood there waiting for me. He was ready to go. So I can't wait for that. Dina, you do not have to worry about me eating any pickles. There will be no pickles anywhere near me. If Briggs wants them, he can eat them all. I'm not even going to think about that. So not happening. Loan's excited for you and your family. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, so flight tomorrow, if everything's on time, we will be landing. There you go, Shannon. Here's my pickle pillow. This is the only pickle thing I will happily touch and enjoy. If everything's on time, we should land in Orlando about 2:40 tomorrow afternoon. So looking forward to that. I think that's a wrap for tonight. Next week, I plan to do this, but I think I need to move it to Thursday night. Hopefully that will be okay with all of you. Wednesday won't work for me. I've got a conflict. We fly home Tuesday night. So I think I'll do Thursday night. Next Thursday night, we'll do our last ABC that I have. And then I'll kind of recap for everybody how our trip went. That's the other thing I was going to mention. No promises, but the fireworks shows, Fantasmic, Luminous, parades, possibly I might, no promises, but I might stream live over on TikTok on Mike_Disney Travel on my TikTok page. So if you're available and think of it, pop over to TikTok and you might catch me live over there streaming a little bit for the shows. When the show's over, I'm going to wrap because I want to spend all my time with the family. Okay. I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. I really enjoy these with all of you. I love when you guys ask questions either in the chat or send them in early. I enjoy researching the answers. As much as I'd like to think I know everything about Disney, nobody knows everything about any one particular thing. So I enjoy researching stuff that I don't know. It helps me learn and be a better travel agent for those that work with me. I enjoy the interactions with you guys. The ABCs have been fun the last several weeks. I want to thank all of you for coming along on the ride with me. I hope you have a great night and an even better tomorrow. And when you wake up tomorrow, remember, it is a great day to be alive. Hopefully, I'll see some of you on TikTok over the next handful of days while I'm down at Disney. If not, have a great weekend, a great start to your week next week. And I will send out a notice in Discord and on the YouTube channel here. We'll do next Thursday night. We'll plan to do that. So I think that's it. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you so very much. Have a great night, and we'll talk again soon. Goodbye, everybody.